Welcome, Eric Soto with SotoTarot.com on the fabulous network, AskOneRadio.com. You can tell it's a 3-day weekend coming or 4-day weekend. See, I don't even know what day it is, but it's a memorial for those of us in United States here. You can tell I have my memorial gear on for the States. So if you're in the States, it'll be awesome to celebrate with you. If you're not, then I'm glad that you're also supporting us as well. SotoTarot.com is the website. You'll only hear me say it a few times because that's not the reason I'm here. The reason I'm here is for you. The reason I'm here, the reason I do this on this network, I wanted to be on this fabulous Ask One Radio network. I wanted to be on Moonstruck TV. I saw what this network does and the group of people, the hosts that are on here, how we give back to the community. So I'm going to speak a little bit about that because I saw on, of course, instant whatever media I saw, I can't remember where, but a quote from Benjamin Franklin, which now I'm going to own because it's also a business model that works real well with what I'm going to speak about today. Tell me and I forget. So just remember that. Tell me. So you already forgot because I just told you. See, it works. You didn't remember what I said. I forgot what I said because it's a verbal voice and it just hangs out there. You might not be paying attention the first time, so I have to repeat it again. I have to say, tell me, and I forget. And then maybe you might remember, but you might not. So there's also a second part that says, teach me, and I may remember. So there's other sayings to that. If you show a man to fish, they'll eat forever. And if you just fish for him, he only eats for the day. It's very similar to that. If we're teaching, is what a lot of us hosts are doing here, is we're showing you that we all have these gifts. I love the frame gift. I'm afraid to even say that anymore because I'm the like rebellious 53-year-old running around saying, you all have the same gifts that I do. You just have to, expand on them. We do. We are very much connected in so many crazy ways that we just don't realize it, and we do it daily. And it's not all the woo-woo that you think it has to be categorized in this little box that unless I see this epiphany and I see angels in the air, I'm not very spiritual or I'm not very psychic. That's hogwash. It's not true. I'll say the third part here that's it calls involve me and I learn. And that's what I'm trying to do here. And that's what I've done for 30 some odd years is to explain what we do. I talk about my cards. We all have different tools that we use, and it helps me get into a frame of mind, and there's symbolism there. But some people don't use those. Some people are driving to work and they're in a rush to get to work. So they go to their garage, they get into the garage, they're looking for their keys. They can't find their keys. Where are my car keys? Okay, what was I doing yesterday? Yesterday I was watching reruns of Friends. I know this is outdated and that dates me, but let's just say that. So I'm watching reruns of Friends, and I remember I came home, I stuck them in the little candy dish dish that I always do, and that's where I put my wallet, and I have my wallet. Where's my keys? So you're looking and looking. It's about 5 or 10 minutes in the dish where you thought you left them, and they are there the second, third, fourth, fifth time that you looked. There's a lot of things out there that we go through that we sometimes do to ourselves, that we're connected to source, we're connected to God, we're connected to our higher self. Call it what you wish. We are connected in so many ways. And the reason we're connected is that we can also, not that we're learning, but we're understanding why we're here. We're understanding maybe that was something to stop me from driving that day. And that was the psychic feel that I don't call it psychic. I was just blind and I was running and my eyes weren't open. So that's why I didn't see the keys that were sitting in the dish. Not true. I've looked many times, sometimes my wife involved as well. We've looked for things and we've been late to things. And then we've wondered afterward, I wonder if that accident that we see up there in the road, if we were going to be part of that. And luckily we were late and we weren't part of that. So I talked a little bit about the tell me and I forget. And if you teach me and I remember, or I may remember, but if you involve me, I'll learn. So this is my involvement when I read with you, and this is why I do this, and I'll get to my guest here in a second, but it's to give you options that you already know. You're probably going to come to the table here. I see a name here from Texas in a second, and you're probably already going to ask something, and you have something in your heart, and you've already got something in the back of your mind that you really, really want to know about. And in your head, you've already got two positions. You got the devil on one side, you got the angel on the other side sometimes. And sometimes it's not even that. It's like, I don't really know where I really want to go, but you do. What you really want to hear is from a stranger or somebody maybe you trust. Maybe you've been watching me on the network and you understand, yeah, I trust the guy. I've seen him a few times. He sounds reasonable. He's not too woo-woo out there. He's got a family. He's got some things and bobs and stuff up there, but it's not too crazy. It's to hear that. It's to hear what you already know. So you're involved in your own life. You're in your own decisions and you make those decisions with confidence when someone else says, yeah, I believe this is correct. You had that feeling, that's exactly where you should go. And that because it involves you and you feel like that's also the answer you were looking for, you will now act on it. And that's what that's all about. It's correcting yourself. It's about understanding you have a lot of these gifts and you have a lot of these knowledge, but you're, for whatever reason, the way you were raised or the way that you've just dealt with school or friends or being picked on, you just don't have that confidence. So that is what a good reading should do. It should bring out that confidence in you to make those choices that you pretty much already know. And sometimes it feels like it's out of left field, but it's not. You knew about it, but we're helping you just like a teacher would to get involved in your own life so that maybe you might not, let's just be honest. Some people just, they're like, I just never really want to read for myself. I don't, and it's not even reading. I want to go with life and I just want people to help with me. And you probably have a lot of friends that way. And that's why you have a lot of friends in your life that will help guide you in the real form. But believe it or not, that's also a spiritual sense, having people in your life like that. I'll get off my soapbox. Shantae in Texarkana, Texas. How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. I'm happy to have you here. I've gotten off my soapbox and I am here for you. We can speak about anything you wish within reason, being a G-rated network here, but I'd like to help you. I can read for you cold or I can read something that you're asking. How would you like to do that?
Well, I would like to, of course, know about my love life and if I have any message from a recently passing friend or not.
Well, you're definitely looking. I'll tell you what this card is in case you're not familiar. King of Swords is being communicative, being out there like an antenna. It almost looks like an antenna. You're transmitting like this radio station is. You are Shantae K105 FM, and you are definitely looking. So I will tell you, yes. The issue is you also have the Seven of Swords, which is this dark figure. If I didn't tell you what this was, you'd say that looks like a weird mask and it looks like a weird face. And it is. It means that you're attracting some of those that are being deceptive. And unfortunately, it's not necessarily how you are. I feel that you're giving yourself out there. You're being who you are. But unfortunately, we also, when we do that, we're also on, other people can hear those channels. And sometimes they're a little unsavory. And sometimes they have other options and other prerogatives that they want to maybe pursue that you're not involved in. And that's the cautionary tale here. What I will say here with the Hierophant is specifically about being you. What I don't like to see when I do this, we do it, when I go to work, I act a certain way. I try not to, but I have to be, I'm a boss and I have to be a boss type figure for certain people. Now, when I'm home and I'm with my wife, I have to be a little differently there. With my children, I have to be a little bit different there. In public, maybe a police officer, I have to act a little differently there as well. So it's not that I'm not being myself. It's the fact that we do have different masks, right? But this is the type
Mhm.
of feeling like you're trying to be put into a cookie cutter. The Hierophant in mind, see that blue in the middle? Looks like a blue bat. There's a reason for it. There's a slather of yellow paint. And the Hierophant has to do with being in a group or like a church. You'll see a priest usually with keys, and there's a lot of different symbolism for that. But ultimately, it means being you amongst a group. You're always still Shantae. I'm going to be me. I'm going to tell you like it is. This is how I am. I have a soft side, but I might be a hard side, and I ain't changing for nobody. That's what I'd like to hear you to be when you're looking. What it sounds like is you might be molding yourself a little bit too open to just be open to anything. And that's what the problem is. You're going to be involving other people coming your way. Sound familiar?
Yes, definitely.
You are a strong individual. A king doesn't mean man. It just means you're at the highest level of communication. You have a lot to give. There is something there that if you just showed people who you are and don't change it, don't cookie cut yourself into, well, I can be, a vanilla cookie for you and a chocolate cookie for you, and I can be that. No, you are you. And if they see that, you're going to get the right attraction. You're going to get right likes, and you're going to attract the correct mate or friend or whoever you're looking for. And that's what's coming through here. Don't try to change yourself. Stay that blue. No matter how I turn this, I can see that blue in that mist of the yellow. You are still you, even though you're in the dating atmosphere or you're looking elsewhere. There is always somebody for somebody. You'd be very surprised thinking, well, they're going to want this type of person. No, you'd be surprised that there are people specifically looking for exactly who you are. You just have to be out there. And that is also cautionary. If you're not doing this 100%, start being you on ads, on church, on local neighborhoods. This is who I am. I'm not changing for anyone. And if you like what you see, let's talk. If you don't, get, like the kids say, get a walking, get to stepping, something of that sort.
Okay, so if I'm currently in a relationship, how would you perceive that then?
This is where I'm going to definitely see how I go in there. So this is the issue. If you're currently in a relationship, there is still that masked figure. There is still that secretiveness to whoever that mate is. Doesn't even matter if you're married. It doesn't even matter necessarily that I'm telling that you to leave the person. I'm saying there is a secretiveness to that person, how you're transmitting you. I'm wide open. I am the antenna. I am Shantae FM 100. This is me. And they're like, so am I. And they've got secret radio stations going off on the other end. Follow me? You need to
Yes.
make sure they're very open, just like you are perceiving that you would expect that person to be. So nothing's changed. It just gives me more colorized to the situation.
Okay.
Not saying leave the person. Everybody has their secrets. What I'm telling you is you may want to start finding out what those secrets are. You may want to have those talks. You may want to find out who you're transmitting to and why are you transmitting. And is it me? Maybe it's me. Maybe there's something there that you're not finding. Maybe there's something that it's honestly something we can talk about. But I don't feel that. I feel you being open. I feel the others or the ones that are being attracted to you a little bit unsavory. So hopefully that answers your
Right.
question.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Is this something I don't want to know details. Is this something you already had a feeling for?
Yes, I'm just kind of confused on our relationship. One minute is good, next minute out of nowhere it's bad. So I was really confused on it, but that
This
definitely resonates, the whole thing.
Well, here's an ad. I'll add to the card because we have time. So the 10 of Wands, if you can tell that person's face, looks very stressed. It's because they have a yoke on their back, like they call this the ox card, or there's stress on their head and neck, literally, like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. That's not how a relationship should be. It should be we carry each other. You help me with this, I help you with that. We become this entity in itself as a group, but instead there feels like someone is pulling their weight and the other isn't. And unfortunately, someone is pulling double the weight and the other isn't. Go back to what I said before. That's because there isn't honesty 100% there. What that is, I don't know, and I'm not going to dig into that, and nor should I. That's for you to already know. And if you've already got a gut feeling, I saw that on the phone. What was that weird call I had that person had a while ago that I never got to see that message? Why were they out late at night? You already know. You already know. I don't have to say
Yeah.
that part. And this is the part we were talking about. I can tell you, and you're going to say, okay, we're going to turn this off and you're going to forget. I can teach you how to look into these things, and you may or may not do something. But if I involve you in this, like you're telling you, think about those feelings of, remember I told you about losing the keys, and then for some reason you already have that power to know. You already know in your heart. Why are we arguing? Why are we having this? Why do I feel stressed? That's not how I see this. This is not how our friends are. This is not how my parents might have been. This is not how I want it to be. If you start asking the questions why, now you're getting into where we need to be each other. I need to be me, you need to be you, we need to be cohesive. You're still the yellow, I'm still the blue, yet together we make something. That's going to get you on
Right.
the right path to find the answer.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I don't have necessarily um I don't feel all the time presence of family, but the feeling that I had
Hmm.
on here was immediately to tell you when this came out and I saw this. This is not always this card for me. Sometimes this is people stealing from you and such. And sometimes it's just the mask we wear, like I was explaining. That's not the feeling I'm having. The feeling I'm definitely being pushed forward is to tell you the truth. You already know, add up 1 and 1 is equaling 3. Why? Where's the other one? 1 and 1 should equal 2. Why am I adding 3 here? Where's the other piece of the puzzle? You already know. So that'll at least get you onto the
Right.
path of finding out.
Okay. Well, thank
You have a
you.
great
Thank you
Memorial
so much.
weekend. I hope everything is fine. Take it take
You,
it as this. We call this in the business world a seek to understand talk. Seek to
right.
understand. No
Right.
judgment. Not you heard me. I said it many times. Even if you're married to this person 50 years, it's not the point. It's seek to understand, why is this happening? You might be surprised of the
Right.
answer, right? You're trying to just
Right.
find out an answer, and it might actually be the opposite effect and actually cement you better. It might galvanize your relationship better.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much.
You take care.
You too. Bye.
Bria, Erie, Pennsylvania. Did I say it correct? Bria?
Yes.
Awesome. I love when I say that. I like new names too. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I get lucky with
Um,
Pennsylvania all the time, for some reason. So you've been watching,
I'm
listening,
looking for,
correct?
yeah. Yes, I'm looking for like a reading. My dad died back in December, and I just wanted to kind of contact him, make sure he's okay. I miss him every single day. Um, and it's just, I also had a question for him that um, I was, I'm hoping he can answer if I should be going to visit my grandmother on his side of the family or not, because I kind of have
I'll
feelings
already getting
about that.
tingles. I'll already give you tingles here, and I'm going to show you that I have cards up ahead, and I'll explain what this is because that was the feeling that I'm going to double down and explain that as well. The devil card here reversed has to do with owning up and being. It's not being in chains like you think the devil card is. It's more about being released and being the bigger person. And I think you're saying, should I go? Did you say go visit your grandmother or go visit? Who is
My
that to visit again?
paternal grandmother
Okay,
basically had him in her apartment, and he died there, and it was like a hoarder's home basically kind of thing. And my
right.
grandfather and my uncle didn't care for him and stuff, and her and I have some conflict.
Yeah, this is why this is going to feel weird. So I'm going to tell you, and then we're going to talk together, right, for the remaining little bit of here time that we have. When we do the devil card, it means there's just a big crown. Think of this as the crown. If I took that away, it looks like a tiara. It means taking charge in your life. Sometimes you can decide, well, I can hold a grudge until you just pass away, or I can talk to you, or I can yell at you, or I can argue. There's many, many choices you have. But when you put the tiara on, you are controlling the situation. And when you control the situation, not only are you from a point of love, which is the highest vibration you can possibly have in love, the situation here of the communication, this is the bullseye in the back with, it looks like a dart or arrow, if I go this way, going into a bullseye, and it looks like a starfish or an angelfish with all the spikes. Being reversed means it's not hitting the bullseye. I mean, there's no communication. That's why I knew already that this, when you said, should I speak to him? I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Why? I don't know why. I just know the feeling here is it'll be for you to understand. And that's when the Empress card comes in. This is a very soft, passive card. This is a very loving card. This is the part where if the Emperor was about rules, you need to be home at 9 o'clock. You need to go to work at 5 o'clock. You need to pay your bills on time and do your taxes on the 16th of April. That's the Emperor. The Empress is, hey, you need to enjoy yourself. Hey, you need to love more. Hey, you need to make sure that it's more generalized, it's more open, more free, no real boundaries there. There's not any straight real lines in this card. It's very open, almost like a womb of
Mm-hmm.
a mother or of a woman, and that's the reason for it. That's represents her even more so, that it's because it's a woman's card or it's a female card.
Yeah.
I'm not
I also
saying that.
wanted to
Yes.
know I also wanted to know if my dad is okay where he's at.
Well, I don't. I can tell you this. I just picked up the card. Let me show you. If I tell you, you're again. We talked about this. You're not going to understand. This is the Three of Cups.
Right.
Three of Cups in the upside down position in my card. Three of Cups means friendships or family or three ladies dancing, three people holding hands and spinning on an autumn leaf ground, just like doing a ring around the rosy type thing. But it's reversed. And when it's reversed on this side, this is my spiritual card. If I showed you, this is one of my favorite cards that I have. It means connecting to the spiritual side. It means that that person is still with you. And I already know this, but telling you this, I have to show you that it came up randomly. On this side, here's you. In the middle is your love that keeps everyone together. When they pass, they're still here. I know this because my mother passed when I was 17 and she was 38 from cancer. I still don't necessarily hear her, but she
Mm.
taps me on the shoulder. She's there.
Yeah, I
I
get
know
I
that.
I get signs all the time from my dad, so I
And
know
that's
he's still
exactly
around
right,
me.
right. That's exactly what this card means. It means I'm faded a little bit, right? I'm not fully like you both are, or you and your life. I'm not all in it, but I'm there. I'm still holding your hand. I'm still available. I'm that close. So now knowing that, let's go back to why. Sometimes you may even do this and make amends, and you might be rejected horribly. But I believe he believes for you to go there and make amends, it's not to make him happy. He's happy already. I guarantee you, whether you do it or not, it's not for him. He's made amends. He understands. It's for you who is in the living to understand while you still can have time to make those connections. You could only do yourself a favor as much as reaching out and saying, hey, I'm putting my hand out this far. All you have to do is touch it. Let's make up. They may slap it, they may deny it, they may walk away from it, but you've done your part. And you can go to bed at night knowing, dad, I tried, I did everything possible I could, I was still rejected. Maybe I'll try again later. I can't right now, but I'm really trying. That sending out that message and that love to her, believe it or not, will still help. And it will ultimately help
Right.
you understand of where that is. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it wasn't me. I'm realizing it is her. Here I am coming, and even if you said, it's completely my fault, I'm completely sorry. I didn't mean to do this. And it doesn't mean it's true, but you tell them that to make amends and they still reject you. You're still reaching out with love, that highest vibration, and saying, just like I know my dad's still here, I want to do it for him, but I also want to do it for me. I want to make this connection while I'm still here to try to hope with 1% chance that we can at least make amends and have a little bit more time together. Maybe it might not be long, but at least it'll be something. And we might be able to build something while you're still here and I'm still here in this world. It's not an easy thing to
Right.
do, but it's something that if you're asking dad if anything should I do, he's telling you put the tiara on or the big girl pants, right? There, the communication that's there, it's going to stay dead, but I don't want it to. I want you to be there, just like I'm still there. I want you to come into to her life, just like I'm still in yours, and there's still a chance to maybe bring her out of whatever's going on. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you'll look back on it and she may or may not look at it after life that she's not here and go, wow, she did care. She came to me. I just didn't see it at that time.
Right.
Does it sound sound familiar? It's got to have a ring of clarity. It's not, I didn't say it's going to be easy,
Yeah.
but it's, if you're looking for something, the why is, hey, I'm still here with you. She will eventually understand this. She might not understand it now, but the fact that you do it now, you'll understand it now while you're here. And you'll be able to take that and still build on that love here. She may react to it, and she may also have that little time of love with you. But if she doesn't, afterward, when she is on the other side, she will accept that and appreciate what you tried to do. And it'll be her lesson that she'll understand. So think of it that
Right.
way. If you think long term is, I may not change you today, but I'm going to show you this. So when you go back in your life and you're seeing this, you're going to realize I really did care. I did want to make amends. I didn't want to have this fight. I don't need this. There's enough in the world to be angry at, and there's enough in the world to be heartbroken for. Why do I have to add this to my plate?
Right.
Let's fix this while we have a moment still here to do so.
Right.
I don't envy you. I've had to eat crow with my family too sometimes. It's a hard thing to do.
Right.
And sometimes you don't see
I
it. But
still
I'll
have.
tell you what, I'm getting a chill too. I'll tell you what, my father, who the little minute I have here, I think I do. I didn't even see him take me how many minutes I have here. He's thinking I'm a professional. He hasn't updated me. That's my producer just teasing. My dad passed. I haven't talked to him for many, 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 many years. He was my adopted father, and I had issues with him. And unfortunately, he passed, and I found out he passed. I went to a medium recently, and he came through. And the first thing that he said was, I am so sorry that I put your mother through what I put her through. Because I found out my mother, right before she passed, she went to my grandmother and was going to have a divorce. And I didn't know about this until after. I had no idea that they were going to divorce. So he came out and said,
Oh,
I put
wow.
her through hell. I am so sorry. And the feeling that came through there, I now completely accept that. And I'm so happy that it came through that way, because
And
now I feel at
I,
peace that it's a little late, but at least we've got connection again.
yeah, I'm still going to have conflict with my grandfather and my uncle because they basically left him to die in that. And from what I've heard from another medium, he was not comfortable when he went. So
It's probably on his
it's
mind,
rough.
right? It's not for him.
Yeah.
He's made amends. Do it. He sees there's going to be value for you to do it. That's what he's trying to come through and tell you. There's value still for you to do, Bria, to go into that house and address this. How it comes out, you can't control, but at least you're doing your part in love.
Right.
I wish you well, and I hope it goes well. I
Thank
mean,
you.
whatever you got to do to prepare for it, it's not an easy thing, but I do
Right.
wish you well that it goes through.
Thank you so much for everything.
You're very welcome. And that's my time. You can reach me here at sototarot.com and Facebook. I love friends on Facebook. Find me, Soto Tarot 6. Soto Tarot 6. Find me on Facebook. Look through the whole thing and talk to me. It's an awesome thing. I appreciate you all, and you have a great Memorial weekend. See you soon.